Okay. Okay. We do apologize for that sound technical hitch, but we will be getting back to Kabasa to tell us just what exactly is happening in Parliament as soon as that is rectified. And just in case you joined us, just in time for what we are looking at and what we expect in the afternoon, where the head of state is expected to make his third State of the Nation address and his scorecard after 2 years. Sami Meli, Gibson Gisore. Gibson, back to what exactly we were talking about before we crossed over to Parliament in terms of the affordable housing. There's a project that is very dear to the President and to the Kenya Kwanza government. It's a train that has already left the station. Despite the many challenges that had already dogged it, they were cleared by the courts, and now the project is underway. But of course, we have to raise the concerns that are there. Yes, indeed, as also Meli has pointed out, is we are having more money than we can be able to build those houses. And we also need to see tenants, the already completed projects.
Yes. I think let me start by...
Or owners, not tenants.
owners. Yes, let me start by the part of owning. You see, it's 2 years. We need to...
Okay, kindly apologies. Okay. Just hold it. Let's cross over to Parliament, Kabasa. Ed Kabasa.
Good morning, Troy. Actually, it has just reduced a couple of minutes ago. For by the President, time address sitting of Parliament, both the National Assembly, State of the Nation address, of course, it is provided for by the Constitution. The head of state is going to address issues affecting the country, and it is going to listen to the arrangements that have been put in place by the government to address issues such as food security, national security. We have the affordable housing, of course, which you are just talking about. When he last addressed this joint sitting of Parliament, the head of state did indicate that the affordable housing is an ambitious project that is going to ensure that millions of people have a place to call home. It did also talk about the need for the country to cut on spending and also the need for Kenya to pay back the loans. If you can remember very well, he did indicate when he addressed this House the last time, that is in November 2023, that there was some $300 million worth to be paid back in installments. And 2024 November, a lot has happened since then. You remember that in June, the country did experience a situation like had never been seen before, where the president had to recall the finance bill. Of course, the Treasury and the legislature is working on another document. We do expect to get an update as to where that has reached. A lot to talk about. Farming. The last time he did address the joint sitting, he talked about the need to lower the cost of production, need to lower the cost of farm inputs. Subsidized fertilizer has been distributed across the country. What is the status of that? So just a quick recap, what will happen. The president will arrive at the Parliament buildings. There will be a guard of honor that will be mounted, and he will inspect it. After that, there will be the national anthem, which will be sung, and then the president will make his way through the minister's gate. This where we are standing, just to my right here. The president will access Parliament through that gate. Of course, it is not the first time that he is coming to Parliament. He has done so a couple of times back when he was the deputy president or when he was the member of Parliament. But this is a ceremonial event that he is going to be leading, so he's going to be accessing Parliament through that. Arrangements have been put in place to ensure a smooth process, and after that he will go to the Senate side, and After that, he will go to the National Assembly chambers, where he will find the members of both National Assembly and the Senate seated, ready to hear that address to the country, Troy.
And maybe, Kabasa, if you can hear me, our members already starting to troop in. We can see security is quite heightened. Are members already starting to stream in?
Yes, certainly. What is happening, the arrangement is the members are dropped and the vehicles are parked elsewhere. So a lot of activity is already underway. A number of committees are sitting, and the Energy Cabinet Secretary is at this moment meeting a committee. Questions are being fielded to Pio Wandai, and there are also other committees that are sitting. So Parliament is always a beehive of activity, considering the amount of business that is transacted within these pressings. But because of the rain, not so much is happening outside, but within the blocks, there is a lot happening.
And just a quick one, from some of the pictures that we have just seen is that security is top-notch, as we have seen lorries and some of the roads have actually been closed.
Yes. Normally when the president or a special guest is coming to Parliament, security has to be heightened. It is a normal practice. It is something that I'm sure most Kenyans are used to. Just in front of me is the Parliament Road. That road has been locked. No one is supposed to or allowed to access that particular area unless you have business here. Arambe Avenue, which is to my right, movement has also been controlled. So security, as you said, has been heightened. And because it's normal that when you have such an event, then there has to be an environment to enable it to happen.
Thank you very much. That is one of our editors, Ed Kabasa, and was also part of the Bunge team, just taking us through what we do expect and what he has already been able to gather there. And as he says, that work is still ongoing. Some members of parliament have already trooped in, and at the Senate, the Energy Committee is actually having a sitting. So it's work as usual until when it's time for the head of state to be actually addressing them at about 2:30. Thank you indeed so much, Ed Kabasa, for that report. And it now brings us back to studio, where I have Sami Meli, and also I also have Advocate Gibson Gisore. And we were looking, before we crossed over to Parliament, Gibson, we were looking at the affordable project, which is one of the, maybe the pillars